Yo, how's it going, gamers? Welcome back to another New World video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some solo chest runs that you guys can use to farm up your gear score from 500 to 600 gear score. Right now, once you guys are farming up your gear score at level 60, there's not a lot of ways to do it solo. This is pretty much one of the only ways, so I'm going to be showing you guys a way that I like to do it, and it's been working very well for me. Otherwise, I'm going to show you the exact route I take, some tips and tricks along the way to help you guys with that route and just make it easier for yourself. As you guys could probably tell, I'm a little bit sick right now. That's why we haven't really had any videos on the channel over the past few days. So please bear with my really annoying nasally voice. But otherwise, let's go ahead and jump right into this solo gear score farm. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do is travel up to the Mountain Home Outpost up in Shattered Mountain. That is the left outpost in Shattered Mountain. Go ahead and set your inn there because you guys are going to be recalling to that area quite often. And in general, that's kind of just where I leave it. I come up to Shattered Mountain so much and it's very expensive to get up here. So I almost always leave my inn there anyways. But otherwise, once you guys are there, you're going to travel to the left over to the mines, the Shattered Mines on the left. In there are 3 large chests that you can pick up, and also there's a bunch of elite chests. So the elite chests you can only grab once every 24 hours, but the supply chests you can do once per hour, and that's going to be our main farm because you can repeat this over and over. So the first run of the day, grab all the elite chests along the way, but otherwise just grab the large stockpile chests. Otherwise, for this area, all you got to do is just run past all the enemies when you can. And if you guys are getting overwhelmed, just try to find high ground. That's pretty much going to be the case throughout all of these different runs and areas you're going to be going through. Is you basically run past enemies to try to get the chests. And then if there are too many enemies, just go up, climb up on top of something, wait until they all retreat, and then go for the chest. Otherwise, if there's a boss guarding a chest, all you got to do is just stay behind them. It actually takes quite a bit for them to even notice that you're there. A lot of these, you could just go ahead and drop in behind them and grab the chest and then move on. You guys will get the hang of like which enemies and like which bosses can see you where. Otherwise, you can run past pretty much everybody and then just grab every single chest in there solo. The hardest ones are by far the 2 elite chests that spawn in the little caves with the elite sword guys. Those are pretty tough to get by yourself just because those enemies, you can't really slow them. If you guys are using like hatchet, that helps out a ton for movement speed, healing, and also not dying. Also, the ice gauntlet helps as well for slowing down enemies. But the big sword guy, like bosses, those you can't really slow down with the ice gauntlet. So that's why those are pretty tough to get solo. But luckily, those are only a once a day thing. So when you guys are just repeating this for your gear score farms, you don't have to worry about those anyways. Otherwise, just keep working your way through the top of the mine. At the very top, there is a sword guy, and there's also a large supply chest and also an elite chest up there. So that's how you know you're at the end. Once you grab those, go ahead and make your way back to the very entrance of the mine. And then the next place you'll be going is right to the left as you're leaving the mine. There's like a little corrupted fort in there. There is a large supply stockpile in there that you guys are going to want to go grab. It's in the very back house. Just go ahead and run through all the enemies. You can jump up on some rocks in the very back right corner, and then you can get all the enemies to retreat because there are quite a few enemies in some of these little forts that we're going to be getting to next. But otherwise, if you guys go into those houses and there's some melee dudes in there, you can actually jump up on top of the chest, and some of the enemies sometimes can't hit you. Sometimes they can, but most of the time they cannot. If you guys just work with it a little bit, figure out what's working and what's not, you guys can just grab the chest without even having to fight these enemies. And then once you have grabbed that chest, you guys are going to want to make your way over to the middle of Shattered Mountain. There's 2 more forts that are pretty much identical to the fort that you're just leaving. These forts are Iritis and Vehemence. Those 2 are each going to have 2 stockpiles that you guys can grab. I believe one of the stockpiles in one of the forts is actually an alchemy one. I'm not sure if that will actually give you different pieces of gear. I know it can give you like motes and potions, but I'm not sure if like a fire staff and those types of things can come out of it. I haven't gotten one specifically, but I would just grab it nonetheless while you were there. Now, these 2 forts have some bug spawns, and there seems to be way more enemies than they're supposed to, so I highly recommend you guys put a fort outside in case you end up dying. But otherwise, just go ahead and run through, try to get the chest the best you can. It is the same layout as the previous fort, like I said, so you can go lay on those rocks in the back right corner where you guys have seen me do in this video. And then on the left fort, the large supply stockpile that's on like the front gate wall, that one is pretty hard to grab if you are solo. You can sometimes get it if you're lucky and a bow guy misses, but otherwise they will usually hit you off. So don't spend too much time on that chest if you guys don't really want to waste your time. Just go ahead and skip it, take the loss, and move on over to the next forts. But once you have finished grabbing all the chests in those two forts, you're going to move up to the right to the Pulis fort. That one's going to have two more supply chests. One is going to be on, it's either the second or third building on the left. It's pretty much the same house as the forts have. It's the same like upstairs as those. So just go in there. There's like usually one or two enemies that you're going to have to fight up there. But once you can kill those guys, you can grab the chest and move on. And the other chest is in the back right of that little fort. You can go in there and grab that thing completely uncontested. But otherwise, once you have looted that fort, just continue following the road up to the right of Shattered Mountain and then keep going until you reach the next fort. This one's going to have 3 chests. This Lapsus fort is actually pretty easy to loot as well. This one doesn't seem to have any bug spawns, at least for me. Otherwise, you can run through and grab all 3 chests super easily. There's going to be one chest in the middle right wall between like the 2 halves of the fort. Just walk up those stairs, it'll be right there. Otherwise, there's one back in the back house. And then finally, there's another one up on the back left wall outside of that house. And you can just grab those all in order. Once you grab that back left one on the wall, just go ahead and jump out and continue working down the road into the Blighted Wilds area. Otherwise, you guys are going to end up in an Angry Earth area, and then there's 4 more chests that we're going to be grabbing on this run. They're each in basically just some caves or behind like a waterfall. So the first one you're going to go for is up in the Rotfellow Hovel. It's in the top part of that area, the Blighted Wilds area. There's a big cave. Just go down in the middle, and in that middle of the cave, there's going to be an ancient chest that you can grab. And once you have grabbed that chest, make your way out of the cave and go towards the river, and then there will be a waterfall there. Go to the bottom of the waterfall, and there will be a large supply chest behind the waterfall. So go ahead and grab that. Then once you have the waterfall chest, there's going to be 2 more that we need to grab. There's going to be one in the Spirala Tower area. There is an ancient chest there. There is kind of like a mini boss guy guarding it, but you can kind of lure him away and then jump up on top of some rocks and then go get the chest. Or you can just straight up kill him. It's completely up to you. Go ahead and just grab that chest. And then the final one that we're going to be grabbing is actually south of that area of the chest that we just grabbed. There's going to be another cave, same as the first cave that we went into in this Blighted Wilds area. Just go south into that area, go into the cave, grab the chest, and that will actually be completing this chest run. Now, at this point, this should have taken you between 30 and 45 minutes, so there's a little bit left until the next timer. You guys can kind of use your recalled in at Mountain Home as your timer to see when you can start the loop again. Now, if you guys do want to waste some time and want to get, like, say you're logging up, there's a ton of the Angry Earth dogs in this Blighted Wilds area. You guys can go ahead and farm that. There's a bunch of silkweed and that type of stuff to farm along the way as well. So don't be afraid to work on some other skills as you are doing this run, because you do have some time to kill. Otherwise, you can go back to any of your settlements, do some crafting for a couple minutes, and then you can go back to Mountain Home and restart the whole process. Now, just to have a little recap, I'm going to have a picture of the map here and basically the route that we take with an order number on which way you go. But basically, starting at Mountain Home, you're going to go over to the Shattered Mine, then up to the fort that's right outside of the Shattered Mine. And then from there, you're going to go to the middle of Shattered Mountain to the 2 forts that are right down there in the middle. From there, you're going to keep working your way up to the right of Shattered Mountain. There's another fort with 2 chests over there. After that one, keep working up the road, and then there's going to be another fort with 3 chests. Continue moving on over to the Blighted Wilds, and there's going to be a cave up top that you grab a chest in. You move down towards the waterfall, grab a chest there, move over to another Angry Earth area, grab that one, and then finally move south into another cave and grab the final chest there. And then depending on how long that took you, go ahead and recall back to your inn, or just work on some trade skills or anything like that in the meantime while you wait for that recall to inn to be done. But otherwise, the last tip I have for you guys is just go ahead and put on all luck gear in terms of like your armor and your jewelry, that type of stuff. Also, your bags can get luck as well. All those will help out increase your chances of getting gear score increases and all that good stuff. Otherwise, another awesome thing about this farm is that these large supply stockpile chests, they all have a chance of dropping epic or legendary materials that will allow you to create better and better trophies for your houses. These are super rare, but if you guys do this enough, you're bound to get some along the way. But yeah, unfortunately, this is like one of the only ways, like I said, of increasing your gear score if you are a solo player, or just if at that moment you don't have anybody to play with. But at least it's some progress. It'll help you get you guys towards 600 as long as you keep at it. Otherwise, just keep practicing the route. You guys are going to figure out exactly how to run it, how to do it the quickest, and just get through without any enemies causing you issues. But if you guys did enjoy this video, found it helpful, make sure to leave a thumbs up on it to let me know. Also, consider subscribing for more New World content. Make sure you go stop by the Twitch. We stream pretty often, at least when I'm not sick. But otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.